So, welcome, Tony.
Thank you.
Nice to see you in person.
Yes.
We're normally locked away on the computer screen somewhere, so it's actually nice for us to be together. So, let's just start. What is Intermediar-ease? Where did it come from and why is it here?
Yeah, so, a successful intermediary proposition is made up of a number of components. There's mainly three in our, to simplify, it's having the right products in the right places, having the right criteria, but underpin all of that is your service and your service delivery. So Intermediar-ease is really what it says on the tin. We want to be easy to do business with so that you understand how we are, how we work, what we can do for you. So the whole idea of the campaign is to show that and make it really obvious in what we say, and this is who we are and this is what we aspire to do.
Perfect. So what brought you to this stage? You've been with Saffron now for what, 2 years?
2 years in July, yeah.
2 years in July. So, what's brought you to this stage? What have you noticed when you came in? What did you say, right, okay, this needs to be changed? And how did you get to this point? Are you comfortable where you are, or is this the next step?
This is the next step. So, what's brought me to this is, I suppose, 35 years of experience in the market and understanding what actually lenders need to do to support intermediaries. And, particularly for us, as 100% intermediary distribution, if we don't get this right, we don't make things easy to do business with, we don't get business. So I suppose coming in here for me, I could see that we had lots of things right, but lots of things not necessarily in the right place, doing the right things at the right time. So what we've been doing over the last 18 months is righting some of those wrongs and augmenting our journey into focusing really about what matters, okay? So that does cover all the aspects. So we are looking at our products, we've made changes and we will continue that. We have made our criteria more obvious, we have changed our criteria to support the changing world. But both of those things can be really copied very quickly, and you see that every day in the market. But the one thing that we hold dear and no one else can change is our service delivery, how we do things. So that's what we've been focusing on. What do we need to do to be Intermediar-ease, to be easy to deal with? That's the basic. So we're not perfect, and we would never admit to be saying that. There's always something to learn, and we have still got quite a way to go in the journey. But this is an aspiration. Well, it's more than aspirational. It is directional, and it's what drives us. One of our corporate objectives is service that stands out. So this is just an embodiment of one of our key strands of our corporate strategy.
Okay. So, you've been here for 2.5 years, well 2 years, sorry, 1.5, 2 years. You've done put these in place. Have you seen a marked improvement in the relationship you have with brokers? I've met your team.
Yeah.
We've all met your team, those of us have seen the webinars, we've seen the team. Have you seen that market improvement, and what have you done specifically to improve? Well,
firstly, when you got here, it would have been really easy to meet my team because there's only 2 of them. We're now up to 11, and 2 of those are on maternity at the moment, but we have 11, and then we've got 2 vacancies as well. So the first thing is, to be easy, you need to be present and relevant. So I now have a team across the phones, telephony BDMs, and actual old-fashioned face-to-face BDMs out in the field. So we now have a far more accessible team. So what you will see is a group of people that are absolutely passionate about our brokers and our partners. When I got here, we didn't answer the phone live very often. And that's because A, we didn't have many staff, but B, the mindset wasn't quite right. I've changed that, and it's now a fight to answer the phone, and now 80% of our calls are taken live. If they're not taken live, voicemails will return within an hour, or an email within 4 hours. We also have live chat, which is new functionality, which we're again developing further, but live chat is 98% answered instantly. Okay, so whatever your preferred medium of speaking to us is, you can do it. You can ring the BDMs, ring the telephone BDMs. I'm conscious that a couple of those haven't got numbers publicised at the moment. We're working on that, that's coming. So you'll know who your contact is in your postcode and how to get in touch with us. So that's a new thing. We've also just made it easier to deal with us. So we've cut out some unnecessary processes. We've still got loads more to do, but we've made a difference. And that difference has manifested itself in the fact that our app to offer time has halved over the last 15 to 16 months. We were around at some point 30 days, even higher. We're now at an average of about 15 to 18.
Okay.
okay, which we want to get better, but actually as a specialist lender, where it can take longer because we do sometimes need to ask a few more questions, that actually is a good position to be in. But we turn around our dips in 24 hours, which is that important bit, so that you know you're not wasting time with a lender that's going to say no to you after 5 or 6 days. It's no, we will give you that answer straight away.
What reassurances can you give to brokers that this isn't just a word, isn't just a pretty pink piece of artwork, and this is actually something that's going to affect them? To me, if I'm honest, looking from the outside in, it looks like a marketing stunt. Tell me otherwise.
Well, it's not because, well, it's not because it's whilst I'm here and whilst I'm running it, this is how we do business, right? The reason it's here to stay is if I don't do it, you guys won't use me. It's as simple as that. You vote with your feet, you know? You don't, you know, so many times I hear from brokers, oh, I use that lender because I really have to and I hate using them, okay? In our market, we would just not get business because we're not a mainstream lender. You know, you need to come to us with trust because we're there for those clients that struggle to get on the high street. So we've got to be on top of our game, otherwise it's going to go to someone else. So I can only say is you've got to try us to see it. And, you know, I can't say we'll get it right every time because we will not. But what we will do is be upfront and honest, and we learn and we rectify our mistakes as soon as we possibly can. And, you know, we're changing our approach pretty much on a daily basis as to what we do as we learn things.
So that's all well and good and sounds great. How do you holding yourself accountable? So the Intermediar-ease campaign is all about making it easy for brokers. How are you accountable to brokers? What can they do to say, actually, this isn't easy, or they've got a complaint or an issue?
Yeah.
What systems have you put in place that reassures them that you are making it easy and they can complain?
Well, you've got open access to my team, intermediary support team. You can phone them. I haven't got the number off the top of my head, or you can email them. You've got, as I said, we do offer survey feedback. So every time an offer is issued, we send a survey to the broker saying how was it, and you can name names and you can call out and you can celebrate, or you can provide constructive feedback. We run a 6-monthly broker survey, which we benchmark ourselves against the market. That we use Smart Money people, and they benchmark 6 months with not just building societies but other lenders in the whole market and how we benchmark in that. And our guys are out and about all the time, and you just that's it really. And you'll soon tell us if you don't like us. And my view is we're not always going to appeal to everybody, all right? And we're not always going to agree with you, but we'll always listen to you and we'll give you rationale as to why we won't do something, unless I'm regulatory bound to not tell you something, which can happen sadly. But we are here, and it's just try us and find out. You'll either love us or you won't. But the key thing we measure is, we call them our fans, okay? So we have fans and friends, and foes actually we call them. And the foes are those that just don't hate us but haven't used us for a while, and we look at how we can support those. But our friends are those that use us sometimes, and we like to make sure that they can help us more. But we really track who's our fans, so who uses us more often. Yeah, and then we make sure that we are looking after those, and we contact them regularly, and that they know that they've got support from a BDM or etc. etc. So all those metrics are in place, and above all, clearly I've got targets to hit as a business. If I'm not hitting those, I'm not hitting what my brokers want, because we're not a rate-led lender. So I won't do my business by just bunging out a product. That's not what we're about. So actually, you won't find Saffron at the top of sourcing systems all the time. If there are times tactically where we can take advantage of that, but most time it's through knowing what we do and knowing that actually we're that round peg for that round hole that you've got with your client. So we have to be great. We have to deliver intermediaries, otherwise we don't get business. It is as simple as that. And this is commitment from every single person in this business to deliver that. And if we're not doing it, you have to call it out, and we will address it.
Well, there you go. You heard it from the horse's mouth. That was my questions. Now it's time for yours. Join us for SFI Live on the 18th of May, 11 o'clock, where I will put your questions directly to Tony. And don't worry, I'll get you the answers you're looking for.